Michel Barnier has refused to say whether a Brexit trade deal is possible or not as significant divergences continue to block progress. The Brussels diplomat announced he will travel to London for face-to-face talks with his UK counterpart Lord Frost this evening. In a private meeting of EU 27 ambassadors, Mr. Barnier admitted he was uncertain whether he will be able to clinch a deal because of disputes over post-Brexit fishing rights and common standards. EU sources said their negotiator wasn't particularly optimistic over the chances of securing a deal. Barnier said a deal remains difficult, one insider said. And Mr. Barnier said, the same significant divergences persist. Travelling to London this evening to continue EU-UK talks with David Frost and team. Mr. Barnier has claimed Downing Street is still not willing to drop its demands for full control over UK coastal waters and a huge quota boost for the country's fishermen. He believes the EU must compromise on its hardline demands in order to convince number 10 to commit to tough competition rules. One EU diplomat said the standoff over fisheries and state aid rules meant the talks are completely stuck. Mr. Barnier's decision to head to London for weekend comes as a climb down after he threatened to abandon face-to-face talks. He was said to be frustrated with the lack of progress and warned Lord Frost he would only travel to the capital if a breakthrough is possible. Before he leaves Brussels, the Frenchman will also brief EU fisheries ministers and the European Parliament's Brexit Committee on the state of play. British officials have insisted they will not cave into EU demands over the weekend in order to clinch a deal. They say the UK's negotiators will stick to their guns to take back control of the country's laws, borders and waters, a UK source said. We've been clear all along about our fundamental principles and we are working hard to find a deal that meets them. Eurocrats have warned if a deal isn't reached by next Wednesday then it won't be able to be fully ratified by the European Parliament. Senior MEPs have already vented their frustration at the lack of time they'll have to pore over the document before voting to rubber stamp it. They've already organised an emergency session on the 28th of December after the Brexit trade talks missed the deadline for the EU Parliament's last official sitting of the year.